Okay, so what we're doing today is called change of base formula. So we're going back over logs. We are eventually going to have a log test. Like I was saying, we're not exactly sure what the calendar is looking like right now, but we will keep you informed. So what we're doing today is change of base of formula. So this right here is super important. Okay, it says log base b of m. If you have that, you can say log of m divided by log of b on your calculator. The only trick is, notice I wrote that parentheses right there, is when you're typing it in on the calculator, you have to type in a parentheses after the first one. We're going to talk about sometimes you have to type a parentheses there also, but so you could do that all the time if you wanted to. And we'll talk about that as we go. And then you're going to get a decimal number. Okie doke? Okay, so let's practice some. So we have log base 15 of 32. So you would type that in the calculator, log of 32. Okay, the log button is next to the 7 button. And then type the parentheses. The parentheses, I think, is above the 9. And then type log of 15. Now, maybe somebody can purposely mess up for me. Don't type in the parentheses. Somebody can do that for me. And we're going to, who wants to volunteer to do that for me? Not type in the parentheses. Hey, somebody. Okay, Sabian's not going to type in the parentheses there, and he's going to tell us his answer, and the rest of you are going to tell me your answer. Okay, so obviously, hopefully you got 1.279. So notice how they took it out 3 decimal places. Okay, Sabian, what'd you get when you didn't type in the parentheses?
1.434.
Yeah, and so that's wrong, okay? Because Sabian did not type in the parentheses. Okie dokie? You have to type in the parentheses or you're going to get a wrong answer. Okay, so you want to practice another one. Log of 7 divided by log of 25. Now, it's not log of 25 divided by log of 7. Okay, make sure you type in that parentheses. You can type in that one if you want to. I don't know. First period didn't catch it, probably because we were having Prometheum issues. So that would be a 25 there. So let's see if that's the right answer. Is that the right answer? And I didn't catch that on my notes either, I don't think. Let me go back and look and see what I did. Yeah, in their brain they must, when they typed, whoever made these notes. Okay, so what's the right answer? It is 0.604 if you use a 25? Okay, good deal. That's good news. Okay, we just need to make a little correction then. Okay. Okay, now, notice down here, if the base or the number, either 1 or negative, you get an undefined number. So you don't even have to go through the trouble of typing it in the calculator. You just know it's going to be undefined. Okay? Because the log function looks, that wasn't a very good drawing, but all of the x's are positive. Okay? I don't have, this is the basic log graph. This graph is not over here in negative land, over here where the x's are negative. So you can't have a negative x. Either one of these numbers can't be negative. Okay, so then on the next part, they just give us some more to practice with. I don't think we need to practice every single one of these. What's this one going to be right here? Undefined. Why? Because we have a negative number. So let's do this one. Log of 125. Parentheses divided by log of 17. Get it in your head. Don't do log of 17 divided by log of 25. Get it in your head which way you're supposed to divide that. Okay, type it in the calculator, practice. Make sure you use your parentheses. Like on a test, you're going to want to make sure you remember to use those parentheses, okay? Not tomorrow's test, not the TSIA test, but later this week or early next week, we're hoping to have a a test over logs. So what'd y'all get? 1.704, right? Take it out to at least 3 decimals. Okay. Now, we're going to do a little bit of solving. Okay, so as I was explaining to first period, okay, if these numbers, like in the old days, okay, like if we had a 5 here and a 25 here, that was good because I can make this 5 squared, right? And then we didn't have to worry about the 5s anymore. We just focused on the exponents and said, oh, x is 2, right? You remember that? Okay, but a 15 and a 20, I can't make them the same. They just don't add up to be the same. They don't have the same kind of exponent situation going on. So what we have to do is add logs to both sides. So kind of what I tell myself is if there's no logs, add logs to both sides. Okay? Now, what do we do with this x? What's one thing we can do? He kind of floats around. He can live in 2 places. Where else can he live? Yeah, he can live over here in the front, can't he? So log of 15 equals log of 20. This is a solving problem, okay? A solving problem. So we're trying to solve for x. So if I divide by log of 15, then I get just an x, correct? Okay? So if I divide by log of 15 over here on the left, then over here on the right, I also need to divide by log of 15. But you need to, with your pencil, you need to go back and add that parentheses so that you'll remember to type it in on the calculator. So now x is going to be whatever log of 20 parentheses divided by log of 15 is. So what is it? 1.106. Okay? Any questions on that? So example 4, we really basically have 3 different types of examples. Example 4, example 5, and example 6. Example 7 is a repeat of example 6. So there's kind of 3 different ways that your problem can kind of pan out and work out. And so you need to make sure, you know, if you're stuck on a problem, you need to look at example 4, 5, or 6 and see which one it matches up with. Okay, again, I can't make a 4 and a 100 the same thing. If that were a 4 and a 64, or a 4 and a, 32, one of those that I could make a 2 and then an exponent, that would be good. So I can't do that. So I have to add logs to both sides. Okay, so I move the 3x in the front. Now don't type in your calculator yet if you're a little bit ahead of me. Just wait a second because I have something to add. Okay, anybody lost there? Everybody's good? Okay, now we're solving for x. So if I divide by 3 log of 4 on both sides, that's going to get me the answer, right? Because like the 3's cancel out, the log base 4's cancel out, and that leaves me an x. But we have another issue with the calculator. And this is what I was trying to explain a minute ago. Okay, I definitely have to do that. I've kind of taught y'all that, right? Y'all got that. You have to put that parentheses in. When it starts with a number, you have to put a parentheses there. So you might just want to always put a parentheses down here. It's up to you. I kind of don't. I kind of, I don't put a parentheses down here if there's not a number. Okay, so let me backtrack a second, and if you're still taking notes, I'll come back. See, like here, there's not a number here. So you don't have to put a parentheses there, but you could have. Okay, you could have put a parentheses here if you had wanted to. There's not a number here. It's not, what you're dividing by is not starting with a number, so it's okay not to put a parentheses there. But if you are starting with a number, you have to put a parentheses there, okay? So like I said, you might want to put parentheses there in both places just all the time. That way you don't have to think about it. What do y'all think you might do? Do you think you'll do it all the time, or do you think or if it's a number, then just do it? Which one do you think you'll do? Or you don't know until you start playing with it? Okay. So Giovanni says he might just go ahead and put that all the time on that second part. Okay, so type it in, because I guarantee you, if you don't put it there, you're going to get a different answer, okay? So type it in the calculator and let's see what we get. And then if you don't get the right one, go back and look. Did you put a parentheses there, and did you put a parentheses there? So everybody type it in. Let's see what we get. Uh-huh. Yeah. What, Kylie? You can. Okay. So Kylie's asking, okay, so you have this. Okay, whoops. Make that a log. That worked out convenient, didn't it? Okay, log of 100. Kylie's saying, hey, can you just go log of 4? Yes. Okay. And then you have 3x. And you're going to have, but you got to put the parentheses there. You've got to put it here. Okay? So if you do log of 100 divided by log of 4, what's that? 3.322. Okay, then divide by 3. Okay, and then you got 1.107. Okay, so you can do that. I don't want to do the 2 steps, I guess because I'm lazy. So I go ahead and divide by the 3 also. And then I just make sure I put a parentheses there, okay? But you can do it that way. You can divide by the 3 at the end. So that's up to you also. But either way, see, we got that. We got the right answer. Okay. Then example 6. Okay, so a 5 and a 30, that won't work. Had this been a 25, then we could, don't write this down, okay, because I'm just playing around here. Then we could have said, oh, look, 25 is 5 squared. And then I wouldn't have even had to use logs to solve this. Then I could have said, oh, 3x minus 2 equals 2. And I could have started solving like that, right? Y'all remember that? Okay. But it's not a 25. It's a mean old 30 that's messing it up. So we have to use logs then. Okay? So we are going to use logs. So I'm going to say log. Come on. Okay, there we go. Log of 5 and then 3x minus 2 equals log of 30. Then I'm going to put the 3x minus 2 in the front. Log of 5, log of 30. Now, don't divide by 3. Okay, don't do this. Don't write this down. Okay? Don't divide by, don't go, oh, I just need to solve my x. I'm going to divide by 3 times negative 2 times log base 5. Can't do that in this example. This example is different than that example. Okay? So what you have to do here is just divide by log of 5. Okay? Divide by, whoops, I'm having trouble. Divide by log of 5. Got to remember your parentheses here, though. Okay? Then the log of 5's cancel. Okay? So what is, so now we have 3x minus 2. What is log of 30 divided by log of 5? Yeah, 2.113. Okay, now you just solve it, okay? Don't let the fact that this is a decimal throw you off. Add 2. So you get 3x equals, I think I wrote too big on this problem. 3x equals 4.113. Then what? Divide by 3. So x equals like 1.371. So what y'all got? Okay, and so this example 7 is like example 6 again. Do y'all want me to work it or not work it? Y'all okay? Or not okay? You do want me to work it? No, you don't? Okay. Okay. So use example 4, 5, and 6. That's your kind of 3 different types. So keep those notes out on your desk. Okay. I'm going to turn this off here.